Hello, good people. How are you today? I hope you are doing well. Just thought I would take a moment to share one of my new or two plants. In addition to doing stuff in the garden, I am a plant person as well. I'm attempting to remain one. And so these are two plants that I happen to find minding my own business at the local Aldi store, and they were right there before my very eyes. And I says, I've got to have one. Normally, if I see a plant, and most time plants don't have what they are, I take my Google lens on my phone and I snap a picture of it, and it tells me what it is. So when I took a picture of this one, because I like the way the leaves look with the stripes, it is called a prayer plant, or that's what it's affectionately known as. And I guess it's that way because of how the plant curves up. You can see it curving right here, curves up, and I guess it's supposed to be like your hand. So anything called prayer plant, I was just like, yep, you're coming home with me. Let's go. And this one over here, I just like the way it looked. And I says, oh, this is this beautiful. I always see these big, beautiful plants in people's homes. And I says, I definitely got to have one of these. And so they were all smushed together. So when I pulled it out, I realized that it had this tag here. And so it all from Aldi. And these were $9.99 each. And so this is a self-watering system that they have here, and it, keeps your plant hydrated, it says, and I guess it's supposed to say hydrated 7 to 14 days longer. And this is officially called a Swiss cheese plant from the Monstera family. And then over here, this one is called, let me get it over here, is called the Calathea plant, but you're forever known as a prayer plant, sweetie. So my house shall be a house of prayer. And we're going to have prayer plants. Yay. And one of the first things I do, I have this good thing here. It's called a moisture meter. I think I got it off Amazon, more than likely Amazon. And so one of the first things I do when I get a plant from a store, because sometimes they're just sitting there for a very long period of time. And so I stick this, I'm sorry. And so this lets you, as you can see, it's pretty dry. So definitely going to be watering this one today. Come on, prayer. What are you saying over here, prayer? Don't pay any attention to me. So this is what it looks like. So it has this thing at the bottom and it goes down into the plant. And I make sure I get it to the root, maybe sometimes a little closer. And you can see this one is dry as well. And I just have it on the outskirts because I didn't want to mess up the root system. So I'm very careful and cautious of this. Now, I will say this about the moisture meter. I think everybody that has a plant should have one of these because this has saved me a lot. I've had plants for years, and by the grace of God, they have managed to sustain themselves with me drowning them with water. But a lot of times when you look at your plants, it'll look dry because the top is dry. But once you put this moisture meter stick inside the plant all the way to the bottom, you will see that the plant is actually wet. I'm like, you'll see that the plant is actually wet. So I'm going to come over here. See, doesn't this look dry to you? It looks dry to me. I know I'm getting off the sidetrack here, but when I go ahead and I put one of this moisture in it, look how, it's 8% or number 8 for moisture. So, but just looking at the top of this, I would say, oh, it's dry. I need to put water in it. And I actually don't. So I think that this is a very good tool to invest in. If you want to make sure if you're overwatering, needs to water. So this has changed my watering cycle for my plants. I no longer just water every Sunday. I water when they need it. So, again, this is the bottom of it. And I usually wipe it off afterwards and place it back with the other stuff for my plant stuff. But, I guess just like us, drink when we need. I don't know. So this is a very good thing to have. So I already took this instructions off because I wanted to see what the back says. So because these things are very special. So with this, it lets us know that we are to remove the plant with the grow pot from the decorative container. And as you can see here, maybe you can see alongside here, this is the pot and this is the decorative container. And then we are to remove the wick plug from the bottom of the decorative container and place in the drainage hole of the pot with where the plant is, and then place the plant back into the decorative container and water normally, and the the water will wick from the plant. So we're gonna see. So I'm doing this. I'm holding this with one hand, so I may have to put this down. So let's see if I can do this. And I also like to be very gentle and kind to plants, because let me tell you, girlfriend, that these plants here can be, or guy friend, these plants here can be very temperamental. So here I am. I'm sorry, pulling you out. See, being very gentle. Yes, yay, woohoo! And so this is the bottom of it. And so I don't see any wick. I'm wickless. Oh my goodness. But you can see how dry it is. I'm still going to water it. So hopefully you can see how maybe the wick goes down inside of there, and then it pulls the water from this area. Another thing I normally do is when I get a plant, I tend to, especially in the summertime, I tend to fully saturate the whole thing in water, and then I take my time to water it again. So let's come over here to this one, to our Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese me, please. So this is this. Yay! This reminds me of whatever that thing is where people buy donuts or a cake. I think it's around Mardi Gras time. And if you find the baby or something like that, woohoo! So I think this is the part that goes like back down in here, because I'm feeling this. This probably needs to just be pushed up into the bottom of the wick. I mean, the bottom of the plant, because the plant should have holes in it. Most plants do, but they come in these kind of containers. So I'm going to see if I don't want to tip it over too far. Oh yeah, these have holes in it, if you can see. So I'm going to stick that in there, because I won't be able to do it with holding the camera with my hands. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. So I pushed this up as I could. It wasn't hard or difficult, just to push it up. And so I can see the system is, once there's water here at the bottom, then it probably, just soaks it up and keeps this area. So I try to do, is nothing right in the center of it. There are holes, 4 holes in the center part, and then holes all around the outer part. So I try to do as much as the center where I think where I think the roots would be. So I'm going to put some water in here and I'll come back. So as you can see, this looks pretty different. I went ahead and saturated it. I just had a cup of water. I wasn't going to get my big planting water can out for this project, but it looks, a little more moist. I probably will give it a little more water. And what I normally do with plants, or with anything, but definitely with plants, I will put the date that I purchased it, because that kind of, sometimes I can monitor, how it's growing, and things of that nature. And I do have those from those garden name plastic things that you write what you're planting, and then you stick it inside the ground or your containers. So I do have some of those. I said I'm going to switch from this lovely green tape, and I'm going to start using those. But I use those in I started doing this maybe like last year. This little tape, I found it at the Dollar Tree, I do believe. Had I known that they were going to stop selling this green one, I would have bought like 4 of these, because I use these for all kinds of projects around the house. And I like the color of it, because it kind of stands out. And I can look, if I'm working on a project, like, oh yeah, I got to finish this, because I'm always doing a project. My friend always says, what project number are you working on now? So I just wanted to share with you my plants that I purchased from Aldi. Again, they were $9.99. They're self-watering, so we should see how that goes. And for this one, since I didn't have a wick, I'm just going to go ahead and saturate it with water and leave it there. Next time I go past an Aldi, I'll have my receipt and let them know I didn't get a wick. And hopefully they'll just give me one from another plant or whatever. So I hope that you have a great day whenever you're seeing this. And if you have any suggestions for the Swiss cheese Monstera plant, or for our lovely prayer plant, please let me know. I'm going to go back online and see where I need to place these in the house so they can get the best lighting, and make sure that I'm going to be a good plant mama to my 2 new finds. So I hope that you have a great day.